Hello everyone, welcome back my YouTube channel Salesforce Hunt. This is Rohit and today I'm going to discuss about the summer 26 new feature regarding the Salesforce admin and flow. If you are new in this channel, so please like, share, comment, subscribe the channel, also turn on the bell icon for more updates so you never miss any kind of update from my end. So I have created lots of video regarding the Salesforce release, tips and tricks, Agentforce, Chrome extension, everything. You can reach out to this channel. Okay, so without wasting any time, so let's get started. So first of all, here you can see summer 26 top new feature for admin and flow. This is my part 1 and I will be create the part 2nd or part 3rd in upcoming days. So just focus on this one first and then we will learn lots of things. So this is the logo here, summer 26. So you can easily identify what is the logo of this summer 26, so you can find out here. So this is the summer 26 key dates, so you can learn from here as well. Like April 16 you will be see the pre-release org, April 22 release notes, May 7 sandbox cutoff, May 8 sandbox preview starts, release badges on Trailhead, May 8 release overview deck and the feature metrics, and June 5, 12 and 13 summer 26 will be live. So this is the key dates you can keep in your mind and learn new features based on the availability. Okay, so this is the first feature, like data table enhancement. So previously this feature was not there. I will show you the practical example how to enhance this data table based on this feature. So go to the my org. I just logged in my org. If you have like pre-release org, then definitely this feature automatically comes into your org. Okay, so first of all you have to click in the quick find and search like your flows. Click on the flows, and once you clicked on it in the flows, now you have to create new flow. All right, so here you can see the new button. You can click on it, and after that you have to create a screen flow. So based on the screen flow you can just drag and drop your component inside it. So just click on it like a screen flow. Here let me add one get element like get. Click on it, let's say get accounts, and here I need to select the object. So object is account. I'm not giving any condition, so I can select like this, but always best practice, always select the filter conditions and click on the all records, close it, and after that I need to add my screen. So let's say screen first. This is my screen name, and here I can add my data table. So just drag it and let's say dt data table. Source is my get element. So this is the get element, and here you have to configure the column. So right now this data table doesn't have any column, you can see, right? Just add your column. Let's say I can add my column, let's say name, like account name, and click on done. After that I can add like owner ID. Click on the done and add the created by ID, like created by ID, right? Click on the done. So you can see lots of column here like name, owner ID, created by ID, right? And just click on done. First of all I will show you the problem, and then we will see and we will solve this problem. What is the new of this summer 26 release? Just click on the save, and let's say summer 26 release screen flow, something like that. Click on the save, and once you clicked on it, now you have to run your flow. So now you can see our flow is saved. Now click on the run, and once you run it, in the data table you will be see the data, right? Like account name, owner ID, and created by ID. But here you can see lots of things, right? So let me check my flow because it's already checked here. So just go down here, this one, and now it's by default checked, right? Uncheck it first of all, and let's see the problem, right? So just click on it, unchecked it, done, save this and run again this flow. So I will show you here the problem first and then we will resolve it, right? So just click on it and after that you can see the problem: account name, owner ID, and created by ID. So there is no meaning about the owner ID, who is this, right? So how to resolve this problem? So in summer 26, Salesforce come this feature that is called data table enhancement, and now we have to enable this feature based on this ID, right? So how to do that? Just click on it, select this data table, come to this configure columns, owner ID, and now this is the two features like display option. So just click on the show record name, link to the record, this one, click on done. Same for created by ID, just select it, done, save this flow, and after the save, then you have to run this flow, and this time you will be see the actual output as we want. So here you can see account name, owner ID, my name, created by ID, my name, you can see. So previously it was a problem like owner ID and created by ID. So there is no meaning like directly show the owner ID and created by ID. But in this feature, you can just easily identify who is the creator or who is the owner of this record, something like that. So you can learn these things here, right? So this is how you can leverage this new feature regarding this data table. Let's move. The next feature is radio button group screen component, and this is a new component. So let's see how we can use it. So close it, click on this screen, and now under the search component you have to search like a radio. So immediately you can see the radio button group, click on it, and now you can see the choice and choice 2, right? So here you can give the like a please select an option, something like that. Okay, I can make the S small, and once you've done it, after that you have to add your choices. So let's say I can add my choices, let's say account. So I can create my choices like this, or you can create using the new resource, and let's say contact, click on it, and let's say case. I can create for the case as well, like create case, click done, save this, and once you save this, now you will be see this radio button group in the screen component. Just click on the run, and once you run it, now after that you will be see this output here. So just run it, and here you can see the account, contact, and case, and based on the selection you can just perform your further operation. And this is the group of radio buttons like this. Also we can enhance this one. Just go to the screen here, and now in the display text, let's say I can add my display text like this. After this display text, and here let's say result, and under the display text, let's say I can select my radio button, right? So based on the screen, and let's say please select an option. Okay, just click on done, save this, and after that you can see the selected option and the result as well. So just click on the run, and once you run it, just click on the account. Now immediately you can see the account, contact, case. So based on the radio button selection, like group selection, you can perform the further operation, and based on the further operation you can leverage this feature. Okay, so let's see the next feature is collapse and expand the fault path. So let me add this fault path first of all in my component. So let me close this, and here I can add my add fault path, and let's say I can add another screen. Let's say you can connect this one or this one, or so simply I can add my action, let's say email alert, something like that, like email, send the email alert. You can add something like that, but right now I'm not using this one, so I can delete it. Okay, and you can perform the further operation regarding this fault screen. You can create another screen and connect to each other like that, but in this video I'm just demonstrate about the fault path, collapse, and expand, right? So how to do that? Once you add your fault path, you can see the small arrow. You can collapse it, expand it, collapse it, and expand it like this. So this is another feature in this summer 26. Let's see the next feature is max batch size in schedule trigger flow. So previously, if you have like schedule trigger flow and you are going to perform like batch data processing in schedule trigger flow, so there is no limit to chunking the records in the schedule trigger flow. But in this release, you can control your batch based on the batch size. So let's see in the action. So let me go to the flow and let me create a new schedule trigger flow, and based on this flow we can add it. So schedule automation, schedule trigger flow, and here you have to select the date. Let's say today date, time, any time as you want. For the demo purpose, I'm selecting randomly like this. After that, you have to select your object. So let's say account my object. After that, you can see like batch size. So here, once you mouse over, you can read these things like enter the number of record that flow can process at the same time. The default batch size is 200, and these all some example. So you can learn from here as well, and you can provide the batch size here. Let's say 200 by default, right? So this is the another feature. Let's see the next feature is element error rate column in automation app. Right, so suppose you have lots of element in your flow and trying to understand about the elements, which elements causing the error or not causing the error, something like that. So how to do that? So in the automation app, just click on this app launcher. Under the app launcher, you have to search like automation app. Okay, so once you search this automation, let's say automation, just click on this automation app and click on it. You will see the new column here, and based on this new column you can easily understand all. Let me click on the all, like all flows. Yeah, so here you can see the column like error rate, right? So right now I don't have any error in my any flow, so that's why you cannot see this one. But one of the my flow I already have this screenshot, so you can easily understand like element error rate like 100%, 0%, green. It means you can easily understand, and you can easily identify which flows have this element errors or something like that. So this is how you can leverage this feature. Let's see the next feature is Slack notification for the approval. Okay, so suppose you already enable the Slack in your org, and based on the approval, if you want to send some notification to the Slack, so you have to enable these settings. So under this quick find, you have to search like approval setting, and then you have to enable these options. So let's see in the action. So let me click on the setup, click on the setup here, and once you clicked on the setup, now you have to search here, let's say approval, something like that, approval setting. So just click on it, and after that you can enable these options here like notify approval Slack, notify submitter in the Slack. So you have to enable two options, and you will be get to know about it, and you will be notify easily without any delay. So this is how you can enable this feature. Let's see the next feature is like object manager field access. So suppose if you want to check like FLS, like where it is used and what is the permission for the FLS, the particular fields, right? Using the permission set or using the profiles. So you have to do one thing, click on the any object as you have in your org. It might be like a custom or standard, it's up to you. But right now I'm just clicking on this standard one like account, and scroll down, and now you can see the field access. So this is the new option here, and once you open it, now immediately you can see these things like a number of fields. Okay, so based on the field selection, let's say I can select this account number, immediately you can see this field used inside the permission set, and the 42 profiles like this, read, added access based on it. So you can easily identify which field is used where in the permission set or the profiles or permission set groups. So here we have lots of options here like this. Okay, so this is how you can leverage this feature. Let's see the next feature is like web console beta. So this is my favorite feature, because earlier, if you know these things like Salesforce already discuss about the code builder, right? It's already available last time. After that, it's automatically renamed to the Agentforce vibe. Now this time Salesforce renamed or might be renamed. I'm not sure about it, but it might be something like it's a rename for the Agentforce vibes. So this is the new one, like web console beta. So how to use that and how to enable, let me show you here. So first of all, in the setup home, you have to search like a developer. So I will create another video regarding the web console beta, but for in this demo I'm just demonstrate, and it's a teaser hunt like that. And if you want to learn more about this web console beta, so please do mention in the comment section. I will create the video and I will explain deep and dive about this web console IDE. So please mention your comments in the comment section, and please drop a message, and I will help you to learn these all new features. Okay, so let's see. In the quick find, just search like a developer. Once you search the developer, you can see the web console beta. So just click on it. After that, you have to enable it like this. And also please read these things like view all data permission, should have this user and all the things. So just enable it. Once you enable it, in the gear icon you can see the new option like web console beta. Just click on it, and once you clicked on it, now it's open the web console beta. It's kind of code builder or Agentforce vibes, but it's renamed by the Salesforce, so that's why we have to use these things. So it's open the new tab, and after that it will load an ID, and based on this ID you no need worry about like every time you have to install Salesforce CLI, Salesforce extension pack, and lots of things like Node.js, something like. No, just you can directly one click, you can click on it and use anywhere as you want. Okay, it's a rapidly development environment. You can learn these things here, right? It's still loading, you can see. Let me refresh it. First time it will take time, right? Because it's automatic configure in your org based on your browser. Right now I'm using Firefox, so might be taking some time, or Chrome. It will be easy, directly you can use it, right? So it will be open definitely. I already tested in my another org and it will be work fine. So please do mention your thoughts or your comments or your message in my comment box. So definitely I will create the one video regarding this web console beta setting and how to use this, right? So let's see this one. It's still loading or not. Okay, let's close it, and here let me open it. Yeah, so right now you can see it's still loading, and also you can see the similar kind of things like in VS Code we have, right? It's still loading the extension, everything. So this is how you can activate and use this web console IDE, and it's have lots of functionality like org browser, and based on the org browser it's have lots of the metadata like this. I will create the video, that's why I told you. So I don't want to explain anything regarding this one because I know these all things, but in next video you will be learn about this in deep and dive, right? So this is how you can leverage this feature, right? So that's all from my end. If you have any query question regarding these all features, so please do let me know in the comment section. I will be happy to help you guys. So till then, bye bye, take care, see ya. Thank you for watching guys. See you again, bye bye.